What's it like being in a champion? Please explain that to me because I haven't experienced it since 1990. I might look young, but I'm telling you right now, I was 11 years old the last time we won the league. So that's how far I go. And if you only saw me yesterday and the way I was, you wouldn't even believe it. A guy in his 40s crying like a baby. That's how it was. I was sitting there watching the City and Chelsea game, and then as soon as the final whistle went and it was 2-1 to Chelsea, I just realized we won the league. I didn't know how to react. That was the thing. I didn't know what was going on, and then all of a sudden I started crying like a baby. You know, like when you're a little kid and you didn't get what you wanted, and then you started crying. I cried like that, and I said, all those years of suffering and stress and all that thing we went through along the way from 1990 to 2020 has all come into me that day yesterday because I just couldn't stop, and I know how it feels because all the abuse we used to get, all the hatred we used to get, even teams were trying harder to beat us so other teams can win the league. That's how bad it used to be, and it just came through my mind. Even today, when I woke up in the morning and I went to work, I don't even know how I got there. I don't know how I came back. I was living in cloud nine, tears, just teary eyed the whole day because we won the league. Just like Klopp and Kenny Dalglish and Jordan Henderson and Souness and all them, but they all had teary eyes because this club shouldn't be going through 30 years of waiting for a title. Look at the teams that won it along the way. Leicester, Blackburn, Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea, and obviously City. These are the teams that won it, and Liverpool is not on that list of champions in like 30 years. Can you believe that, people? 30 years. People my age understand because we went through school, we went through obviously secondary school, all the way to college, all the way to university, and all that stuff, and still haven't won it. And we're still like defending the club no matter what. Listen, when you're a fan, you defend the club no matter what. It doesn't really matter who is. You, you defend it through thick and thin. That's how true fans are always behind their club. And obviously, we had some tragedies along the way. Hillsborough, obviously, '89, and obviously we went close a couple of times to win the league, and we messed up. But on the club, I don't know where it is with this guy. He doesn't need the money like City does. You know, like everybody says, Pep Guardiola is the best manager in the world. But if you got billions, obviously you got to do something. You can't be just the best manager in the world and spend nothing when you got all that money in your bank. With Klopp, we ain't got money. We we ain't got anything. And the guy, he said when he first came, give me 4 years and I will deliver a title. What did he do in 4 years? We made it to, what was it, like six finals. No, sorry, five finals and the Premier League. So we made it to the Carling Cup final, we lost that. We made it to Europa Cup final, we lost that. We made it to the Champions League final, we lost that. What happened? Came back again to the Champions League final, won it. Premier League, what happened? City won it last season by a point. 97 points we had. Even the invisible team didn't have that. And we had 97 points. Lost one game the whole season to City. And if we didn't lose that game, we would have won the league. And didn't win it. What happened? We come back again. Well, history made. We won the league. We're back on our perch, people. And nobody can take that away from us. We just got to keep going. Like basically learn from past mistakes as we did when we won the Champions League and the league. Don't wait 30 years anymore. We just keep going all the time to the top, and don't fall for those tricks that other teams used to do. Right, intentionally try to trip us up before we get to the title. Well, before we get to glory. I never thought I'll see this day in my lifetime. I never, honest to God, I never thought I'd see it because I went through 30 years of suffering and heartache and abuse by other fans that hated Liverpool. I don't listen. Do you know the real reason why people hate Liverpool? We're unique. We're different. We're not like other fans. We don't steal other people's songs like "Oh Wonder Says Go," like Tottenham do with Southampton songs. We don't do that stuff. We have our own way of being fans. We have our own songs. We're just different, completely different from other teams. So, which brings hatred. When the hatred happens, they all team up against you and then they try to bring you down to their level or below that. And unfortunately, most of us, out of frustration, we used to fall for their tricks. Say if they say someone done something wrong, we bring pictures out of their player doing something wrong. We used to do that on a regular, and it got to the point to say enough is enough. And that's when this manager came in, Mr. Klopp, and changed everything from top to bottom. And the club has been transformed. It's been transformed to the point we're unstoppable. Basically, the way we're playing now is we can win what we want when we want, and nobody can stop us. And we keep doing it again and again. Um, I'm at this world at the moment. I can't believe we've won the league, and I hope we continue to do that in the future. Let me give you a story from the last time we won the league under Kenny Dalglish. Obviously, we faced tragedy a couple of years before that. Sorry, a year before that. Hillsborough disaster. Kenny couldn't handle it, and he went to every funeral. He he his body couldn't take it anymore, which was understandable. I wish we just told him to go and have a rest for 6 months and come back, but that didn't happen. And he resigned. He left. Ronald Moran took over for a while. Graham Souness came in and took over. Changed everything. Changed there was no like boot room anymore. He changed everything. Unfortunately, he had a lot of players at Liverpool that was aging at the same time, so we didn't replace them. What we used to do in the old days under Bob Paisley and Bill Shankly and Joe Fagan and Kenny in his first stint, we used to buy players, get them ready in the reserves for a year, and then when the other players are leaving, you replace them with them. Play like player for player. You just we used to have a scout who used to just look at the actual player to replace the player. So basically, they have to be similar in most of the stuff they do during games. And we used to stick them in the reserves for a year, and then they come eventually onto their own when the other player ages and leaves. That's how we used to like continue with Liverpool. As soon as came in, things changed, and he won the FA Cup. Don't get me wrong, he won the FA Cup, but it wasn't the same anymore, and it took us a long time, long time, to realize it wasn't working, and he had to go. And then Mr. Roy Evans took over. Unfortunately about Roy Evans, he was a nice guy. He wasn't actually. I, don't get me wrong, his football was great. That free at the back with wing backs and all that stuff, and McManaman free roll and all that stuff. It was good at the time, but it wasn't bringing in any trophies. One trophy he brought in, and that was the Carling Cup, well, a Coca-Cola Cup at the time, League Cup. And after that, nothing happened. And then they had a joint management with the Roy Evans and Gerard Houllier. Never worked. Joint managers never work. Let's be honest here. You rather have one manager, one sole control manager who's got everything behind them, not like two. So if the players go to this guy, they confuse the whole thing. So Roy Evans, being a nice guy, he said, you know what, give the hot seat to Gerald Houllier, I'll go. Well, Gerald Houllier took over. Bit of success. We had we won the UEFA Cup, which is the Europa Cup now, the League Cup, and the FA Cup. But the football wasn't exciting enough for Liverpool fans. But we were still winning trophies. But it wasn't the main trophies that we wanted, like what we're getting now. So basically, Gerard Houllier was ill for a while. The team was not doing well, and the Liverpool let him go. So they brought in Rafa Benitez from Valencia, who won 2 league titles over there, against the mighty Barcelona and Madrid. And within the first season, he won the Champions League. Obviously, we lost Owen in that season as well. We wanted to go to Real Madrid, and instead of feeling sorry for ourselves, we won the Champions League in 2005 with one of the worst team I've ever seen at Liverpool, and made history. 3-3 and a penalty shootouts we won. We went on obviously for next season. The next season we won the FA Cup and as they call it, the Gerrard final, where we beat them in extra time, and we bought players like Torres, Cal, Riera, Alberto, Arbeloa, Aurelio. So we kept on buying players like that, like Zenden as well, and Crouch. And the team just kept developing until the 2008 2009 season, which we challenged. We beat Man United 4-1 away. We was like on fire that season. The balance was amazing. Like Ben Hayoum on one side, Riera on the other side. It was like the old Liverpool with Barnes and Houghton and McMahon and Whelan in the middle, but obviously with less ability. But they done really well. They only lost 2 games that season, and we still didn't win the league. Like what I said earlier, the issue with Liverpool is teams are willing to beat us no matter what to not get us to not become champions. They will try that much harder than they will try against Man United. That's what I'm trying to say. Even with City last season, we've seen it. Teams were trying much harder than what they were doing against City. Whenever City come along, they just lay down and just get 5 spanked. Like we saw Burnley the other day. I don't even know what's the point of showing that game anyway. They should just just got rid of it. Just give the points to City. I mean, just say they won 3-0 instead of like getting 5 goals or whatever it was. I mean, just give the game to City. And it's happening. Listen, it's been happening like that for years and years. Teams trying that much harder when we're challenging to beat us, to make sure other teams win the league. It's the hatred. I mean, if Man United started there with Fergie, and Fergie had everyone under control at the time, and then it just follows through to everyone. Like he had friendships with managers Sam Allardyce and all these other guys, and that's what they used to do. They used to just try that much harder to beat us, to not win the league title or challenge for anything. But now VAR has come along, fair and square. Like if you think about yesterday's game, Chelsea versus Man City, the handball Fernandinho, the referee didn't give it. If that was last season, the game would have still played on, and we wouldn't won the league yesterday. But now VAR has come along, and fair and square. I don't know if Fergie would have won as much as he won if VAR was at that time. I got to be honest, because he had the league under control. So much so, Martin Keown said when the England team were coming back from abroad all the time, they used to stop at Manchester Airport to drop off the Man United players, and the rest take a coach back home to London or wherever they're from. That's how much power Fergie had in the league. But the best thing for us is he's no longer here, and second is, would he have won the league if VAR was involved at his time? We don't know. Okay, we are champions, people. I'd like to thank Mr. Klopp and his staff for what they've done for us, because they don't know what they started. You know what I mean? There's fans and there's Liverpool fans. They are loyal through and through. We want Klopp to stay as long as possible. We don't care how long. Listen, he could even get us relegated. I still want him to stay, because this guy is a genius, in my opinion. We went through 7 managers before him, or 7 managers, I think, and they all failed. The guy came in, And look what the open like, doors he opened for us. This club means a lot to me, and it means a lot to Liverpool fans. We're going places, people. I'm telling you right now, back them no matter what, and make sure we don't see that heartache another 30 years again, because we can't go through that. Let's just be honest. I always said it. We only need one Premier League trophy to kick off Liverpool again, and we've finally done it. You never walk alone, people. Enjoy your parade. Enjoy the parties in your houses. Until we get the parade, let's just wait for it and see what's going to happen. Thank you, everyone. You never walk alone. See you soon. Please like, share, and subscribe.